There's now an official Universal Orlando podcast, and we sit down and talk Mardi Gras 2022 with Universal Orlando show director Blake Braswell. This is episode 496 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Welcome to the longest running Universal Orlando podcast. Joining me are my co-hosts Tracy.
Hello everyone.
Christopher.
Hey, what's up?
And Michelle.
Hello everybody.
We are going to get into that a little bit later. I have to be careful what I say. But how's everybody doing?
Not bad.
Good.
Doing all right.
Has anybody visited Universal Orlando since last we spoke?
You took the
No.
Yes.
There you go. See, that's why I asked.
See, two
Upset
people on
me.
this show have seen Mardi Gras,
Yes.
but they were in two different locations.
Yes. Very much.
That's pretty cool, actually, though.
It's very cool.
We haven't
Yeah.
seen... Well, we've seen it in different places. We've seen it on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
So, there you go. Anyway, right, let's kick the show off. We will, of course, as we always do, start off with some little things from Seth.
Hi, this is Seth Kaburski from the Unofficial Guides. Just finished surviving a busy President's Week at Universal Orlando, and I am here with your final look at all the little things new around the resort for February of 2022. I want to start out by welcoming our friends at Universal's new Discover Universal blog, which you can find at discoveruniversal.com. They've even got their own podcast and new YouTube video series. So go ahead and check it out. It's not unofficial, but you might find it interesting. Something else that may now be unofficial is the long-rumored demolition of the Fear Factor Live Stadium at Universal Studios Florida. Official paperwork had been filed to take down the old show's building and possibly replace it with a new Harry Potter attraction, but according to rumors, those plans may currently be on hold or even canceled.
Boo.
There's also been no official word of progress on the reopening of the Carousel in Seuss Landing at Islands of Adventure, nor do we have a reopening date for Poseidon's Fury in Lost Continent. But there is a new attraction in IOA. It's a King Kong Skull Island virtual reality arcade game, which you can find in the Kingpin Arcade on Marvel Superhero Island. I got to check out this motion simulator VR attraction when it debuted at the IAAPA convention last year. And while it's pretty nifty for a video game, I'm not sure if people would want to spend much time and money on it when there's an actual 3D King Kong attraction right around the corner in the park.
Yeah.
In other attraction news, I had an interesting experience the other day at the Jurassic World Velocicoaster. I was the very last person in the queue for the day, riding on the very last train, and I noticed that they were not allowing people to sit in the back row. Turns out they had been prohibiting people from sitting in the back row of all of the trains that whole day. It's the first time that's ever happened in the back row, but that has happened in the front row before. I hear it's due to some temporary technical issues that they will hopefully resolve quickly. Keep an eye on that, and hopefully by the time I come back for my next little things, I'll be able to let you know that the back row is once again open for riders. We're going to wrap up with some merchandise news. After you get off of riding the Jurassic World Velocicoaster, step into the lower level of the Jurassic Park Discovery Center and check out the new kiosk where you can get a custom-made Jurassic World Employee ID badge.
Yes.
I've also noticed several shops around the resort now carrying t-shirts made out of 100% recycled materials. These eco-friendly shirts cost $30 and are a mixture of recycled cotton and polyester. And finally, it looks like stores throughout the resort have almost entirely phased out the non-interactive wands for the Wizarding World. Collectible wands for Harry and Hermione are about the only non-interactive wands that you'll find anywhere in stock anymore. They recently used a free wand promotion to clear out the old stock of these collectible wands From now on, if you want to purchase a wand at the Universal Orlando Resort, it's probably going to be an interactive one. And finally, if you heard me talking about some of the Shrek 4D props for sale in the Williams of Hollywood prop shop, but were not able to get over there in time to grab them for yourself before they were snapped up, take a drive west on I-4 to the Lakeland Antique Mall, where you'll find the Vault Collectibles shop with a large selection of authentic Shrek 4D items that were used in the park. One of the $7,500 Pinocchio animatronics have already been snapped up, but you can still pick up signage, props, and even a disposal bin for Ogre Vision glasses from anywhere between $800 and $3,500. Check out vaultcollectibles.com for more information. And finally, I'm going to be headed west soon to Southern California. If you are paying a visit to Universal Studios Hollywood, you might want to know that face masks are now optional there indoors and outdoors, just like they are in Universal Orlando. However, Universal Studios Hollywood is still checking vaccination status, so be sure to have your proof of vaccination or a negative test with you. Okay, that'll be all for this time. I'm Seth Kabursky, author of The Unofficial Guide to Universal Orlando, which you can purchase at theunofficialguides.com. You can find me at the UG Series on Twitter or at The Unofficial Guides on Instagram. And I'll be back in a few more weeks with more little things from around the Universal Orlando Resort.
It's interesting that Universal Studios Hollywood are asking for proof of vaccination, yet Orlando have never done it. Do you think that's down to it being a much less busy park?
I think it's probably
It was state mandated.
It's a state, yeah.
Right.
state law, yeah.
Yeah. Over here in Florida, we welcome COVID.
Yeah, they're like two opposite.
It's
polar
fair.
They won't let
opposite.
you in unless you have it. So
Yeah.
it's two different worlds, literally opposite coasts, completely different mindsets.
Completely 1,000%.
Okay.
Yes.
Talk about a melting pot.
Yeah.
Carousel must be getting some serious refurb doing on it. That thing's been closed for what, 6, 7, 8 months now?
Yeah,
It's been a while.
It's going to be nice and bright.
I hope so.
Because
I'm
originally
worried.
I'd heard it was something to do with the roof, but I mean, how long does it take to... You can replace the roof on a house in less time than it's took them to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, it depends on who's doing the work.
It's good to see that they
Thing one
are...
and thing two.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you talked over me before I could finish. Yeah.
It's good to see that they are doing some refurbs on some of the older attractions. Like, you look, obviously, the Mummy's getting quite an extensive one. When we spoke to Seth, it sounds like Poseidon's View is getting a massive amount of money spent on it. Carousel is. It's kind of making me hope, after the conversation we had last week, that Men in Black is going to get some money thrown at it soon.
Ooh, I hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the kind of stuff you expect from, world-class theme parks. Like, we're spoiled with Universal, Disney, that kind of stuff, but go over to other theme parks and it looks like a bizarro world of just like decrepit stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, we heard it a lot when the Wizarding World first opened, that a lot of people had never been before, went because of like Hogsmeade, walked into Hogsmeade, loved it, and then walked out into the rest of the park that obviously hadn't been built with the same love and affection that Hogsmeade had, and were kind of like, Hogsmeade's great, but the rest of the park's a bit,
Yeah, I could see that.
I mean, I still have a ton of clients that go just to see the Wizarding World, and I'm like, yeah, you can see the Wizarding World in 2 days, but there's more there than just that. I promise.
yeah.
Good. It keeps the rest of the park quieter. I don't care.
That would explain why
Don't
Hogsmeade
share.
always heaving
Yeah.
nowhere else is.
Yep.
Go on, Tracy, because you were pulling faces at me over the non-interactive one bit.
I'm confused over it because
Because we had a conversation.
we had a
about
whole
it that
conversation. I read a couple of sources that it was actually the interactive ones that were going. So I'm really confused now.
I mean, it makes sense that they're getting rid of the non-interactive
It could be that
ones.
the first one who's reported it or read a report as misread, and then it's been reported by
Yeah.
other sources
Because we had that
misread. 'Cause
conversation.
but they're the only ones I've said. Yeah, we did. Because I
Yeah.
was like, Damn it.
Because we said, didn't
'Cause
we,
I-
that,
'cause-
maybe they get rid of them because of the bottlenecks it causes
Yeah.
to people doing them.
Because I don't have one, I'm the only one that doesn't have one. I was going to get an interactive one. So I was gutted. So that's okay.
How much are the interactive ones? 50?
50, 60-ish. I think they're around 60 now.
Yeah.
I now have it down to 2 to choose from. So that's better.
I just-
It was like down to about 95 before.
There's no way they're getting rid of the interactive ones.
No,
They're
absolutely
way too
not.
popular.
Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Michelle, have you got one?
Yeah, I have like 5.
What, interactive ones?
Yeah.
1%.
She stays at Portofino.
Exactly,
They give
I
them for free
know.
there. They give them for
I'm a
free.
Harry Potter freak. I collect them.
So am I, but I've only
that's
got
how
one.
you open the
and
door.
I just want that map. That
Portofino.
map's amazing. Yeah, it does. The thing that always annoys me a little bit about it is when you see people doing it and the line's sort of 6 people deep, and by the time you get to do it, you've watched everyone else in front of you do it anyway. It kind of takes away from it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like,
that's the nature of the beast, right? I mean,
yeah,
everybody wants to do it.
it's like, has anybody watched any of the vlogs from the Star Wars Galactic Cruiser, whatever it's, the Halcyon yet?
Yes.
I did not.
Michelle,
Obviously we have.
Tracy and I both sort of said it'd be interesting to see. You still book Disney and stuff, don't you? Yeah?
Of course.
It will be interesting to see how many people you get reach out to you to book there.
Well, I had before they announced the prices, I had many who were interested, and then once those prices were announced, they're like, we're gonna have to wait a little bit. So the interest is there,
Yeah.
but it's pricey.
Well, Chris, I know, who did you watch specifically?
Oh, I saw some tracker. I saw a crap ton on TikTok.
Yeah.
A bunch of different bits and pieces. But yeah, I've seen most of the stuff. I saw the fighting between Kylo and Rey.
We watched Jackie Super Enthused, and I'll be honest, it was kind of like, it was all right.
That's the problem, right? For the money you're paying, it feels a little underwhelming.
Yeah.
Theming wise, it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Like, especially walking into the bridge and seeing all that, like, it looks like you're on a spaceship.
It did. I forgot halfway through the video that I was like, oh, they're in a hotel, aren't they? I keep forgetting that.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm a huge Star Wars fan, even though I'm bitter from, recent Star Wars stuff, but Disney really, really priced out a lot of people. But they can, right? Because, I mean, Michelle, you would probably know, how far is it booked out till? Like, if somebody wanted to go tomorrow, right? What do you tell
I
them?
honestly don't even know.
It's not actually open yet, though, is it?
No, but I know
next
it's
week.
like pre-booked for a while.
Right.
I think
at
it
least-
opens next week. Yeah.
Right. And it's what, between 4,500 and 6,500 for a 2-night stay? Is that right? That's what I read.
Yeah, depending on the
Crazy.
dates.
I'll just go on a real ship.
It was like the dinner show thing. Tracy and I were both like, it screamed Celestina Warbeck and the Banshees, to be fair. But it felt really awkward.
It does feel weird. There's something about it that just kind of feels weird. Maybe they're going to, fine tune it and get it to where it needs to be. It's just, like you said, it's not even open, right? So this is kind of, media previews, but
that's when you need to be knocking it out of the park, because that's your promotion.
Yeah. I am hoping it felt a bit clunky because they were condensing 2 days into one, so it was rushed.
It was just we're just going to show you the greatest hits of what you're going to do over the course of 2 days in the space of like 6 hours.
Yeah.
There's just something for me, and I can't pinpoint what it is. Doesn't feel grand.
No.
It doesn't feel like I paid $4,000 and got $4,000 worth of entertainment. There's just something there that I'm not seeing. Again, I haven't been there. You can tell me, once you go there, it's different. But from everything I've seen, and I have read many, many people's reactions, a lot of people feel the same way too.
Yeah.
Well, and like you said, it hasn't opened yet. So you don't really know what the full experience will be like yet. And it's new to everybody, not just the guests. So it's going to take a little bit of time, just like with any attraction. It's going to take some time for the actors to get comfortable, for everything to kind of become a seamless experience, and it not feel weird.
But here's where the cynic comes in, because say, Michelle, right? this is what happens with every attraction, right? That's fair enough. So, but when you go into a theme park and you go to a new attraction and it's wonky, that's fine, because it's one attraction that I've paid for on one park ticket among 15 to 20 other attractions. When I've spent $4,500 to $6,500, it wants to be perfect every time.
I hear you, which is why I'm not going yet.
I don't want to be a $4,000 beta tester.
No.
You know, I mentioned someone's response in was it the theme park Facebook group, you know, where they're like, oh, it's just started and all that kind of stuff, you know, give them a chance. And I was like, for $4,000, they should be able to do this perfectly in a Starlight
and
Pit.
that's
like,
and they should have been using staff as beta testers.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. You can't treat it like everything else because you are paying a premium for it.
That's it. You're not really leaving the hotel, right? Like, that's your experience for 2 days.
Like, look at the crap. Yeah. So to put it into a Universal perspective, look at when Volcano Bay opened and it was a show, and the crap that Universal got for how Volcano Bay didn't work when it first opened. And you're talking about if you bought a day ticket for it, it was like what, say it's $100, right? That's $100. You're talking about something that's like 40 times more expensive.
Well, it's the same kind of like, I'm actually more interested in doing the new Disney Wish cruise because of all of the Marvel elements that are on it. But it's the same deal. Like right now, the itineraries that are available for next year are all Bahamian cruises, 3 or 4 nights. And for a Bahamas cruise, it's only 3 or 4 nights. I'm not going to pay $4,000 when I can go on Royal Caribbean and pay less than a third of that.
Yeah,
do it in $200 on Carnival.
Exactly. I'm not going to go there. We're not going to talk about Carnival right now, but
I know it's the ratchet boat. I know.
But regardless, like, I'm going to wait until the demand is a little bit lower, because right now the price is that high because everybody wants to be on the ship. So that's kind of the deal with the Star Wars Galactic Cruiser. It's
they can
everybody
charge that much because people are booking.
Yeah, but it shouldn't be like that.
It's a demand thing right now.
Look, I know a lot of people think because we're a Universal podcast that we Disney bash, right? And we do to an extent, and it's tongue in cheek most of the time. But I have spoken to, so we've had quite a Producers Club weekend this weekend. I went to the football on Saturday, and Chris Ruck from the Producers Club came up, and I was talking to him, and then we went out with Kieran and Sam Two Dogs Nash yesterday and did an escape room. And we get together with like-minded people and we talk Disney, and Chris has said he has no desire to go to Disney for a long time, and I think Sam kind of said the same, didn't he? And they've got a 2-year-old.
Yeah,
and we're just hearing it so much that Disney are just, and funny enough, Chris actually said it was because of you, Michelle, when you reviewed Genie Plus. He said it just sounds like a mess. I do not want to deal with it.
No, which is what I've been saying all along.
Oh, he'll go to Universal all day long, but he said he just doesn't.
Okay, good. I was like, oh no, I lost a client.
No, the headache of going to Disney now, it's just becoming more and more money grabbing.
It's not a relaxing holiday.
Disney is definitely different right now, and I can say that again because I was just there for 3 nights, 4 nights actually. But yeah, I still had fun, but it's definitely a very different experience than it was before Genie Plus.
Yeah, and
specifically, I think Magic Kingdom more than the other parks, because
actually Magic Kingdom's the easiest place to use.
Really?
Well, not just the Genie Plus. I mean the overall experience of going.
Yeah,
like
there's
Magic
just so
Kingdom
many attractions available that the Genie Plus actually kind of works there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But in the other parks, it doesn't work very well.
I can imagine it being a
frustrating.
nightmare in Epcot because there's very few attractions in there.
Oh,
really.
It's even worse at Hollywood Studios.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just like we were talking about.
Don't go for the attractions at Epcot.
Yeah, like we were talking about it yesterday, just the whole like Kieran and his fiance when their honeymoon are going out and they're talking about riding. They've been to Galaxy's Edge, but they haven't ridden Rise of the Resistance. And I told them like what Seth told us. He said, realistically, just expect to throw $15 at it because otherwise you're not getting on it. And he's like, I will do, but I just think, when you're already paying $120, $130 a ticket, to then have to spend another $30 just to get on their top attraction.
Well, you don't have to. You can wait in a 2-hour long line.
It might, but what if it's not a 2 hour? Like, Michelle, did they limit the amount of lightning lanes?
Yes.
So it's not like
and they're
everyone
gone,
can have
and they're
it.
gone
Okay.
in the morning within the first hour.
Yeah. I worried about whether if like everyone could buy it and then you're still stuck in a 6-hour line and still don't get on it and you've chucked $30 at it.
No, they limit them.
Okay. There we go. I feel like I've got Disney bashing off my chest there.
Well, we talked a lot of Disney just now.
That was a lot of Star
Had
Wars. and
absolutely nothing to do with Seth's little things.
No.
No. Well, just going back to the wands briefly. I had it down to 2.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No.
How in the world did we go off that track?
I've just been looking at the 2.
Okay.
Because I was going to go, you know what, I'll just put it out to a vote. You know. But apparently I only have one choice.
Which is?
So I'm getting Luna's.
Okay.
Because Molly doesn't have an interactive one.
Right.
Doesn't the wand pick you?
Not in Borgin and Burks, it doesn't.
No.
No, not when you've got an annual pass and no
I'm
credit
happy with
card, it
Luna.
doesn't.
Luna's my girl.
Fair enough.
So, yeah.
Why are they not having people on the back row in the Velocicoaster?
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know.
Seatbelt harness keeps on opening up.
Someone throw.
Hang on.
Don't even say that.
Hang on. Maybe they are to begin with. But the Velociraptors actually catch them.
Yeah, it's the last row. They caught up.
So they have to leave that
Maybe.
empty. So it's like a buffer.
I'm sure there's a reason for it.
There will be.
You don't have to outrun the Raptors. Just at least 2 people in your party. That's what's going on.
I have to really bite my tongue when talking about the Pinocchio animatronic that got bought from that shop.
Yeah, man. I just want some glasses. I hope they got glasses when I get there.
Oh, shout Connor. Connor will get you some.
Connor.
Like, what do you do with the Pinocchio animatronic?
Don't ask.
Oh,
You lie to it a lot.
If this was a Producers Club special, I know where this would be going right now. Michelle, do I really have to tell you?
That's a good topic.
I was hoping we'd go
Make
there.
a stool out of it.
Yeah, we're not on this show.
That's quite a conversation piece when you bring a girl home. Or a guy. I don't know what your preference is.
Well,
but,
I mean,
Hey, whatever floats your boat.
Anyway,
right?
moving on.
right along.
Yeah, there is something that
Get this
happened.
back on the tracks
Yes,
here.
there is something that happened in the last 2 weeks that we need to talk about. Christopher.
Competition's good. It's okay. So as Seth said, it only took them 11 years, but Universal Orlando have finally realized that we are actual competition and so have launched Universal Orlando Resort's all-new Discover Universal Hub, a trip planning site that highlights the must-dos, must-eats, must-knows, and how-tos for a trip to the award-winning destination via innovative storytelling design with the guest in mind. Complete with dynamic videos, podcasts, planning guides, and more, the exciting new platform will showcase all of Universal's amazing experiences in a way that connects with today's travelers and the content they like to consume. Visitors to Discover Universal can find entertaining yet informative content across various mediums, including
All new original video series with hosts sharing all of the details guests want to know about the different experiences within the destination, such as Ride Guys, which debuted on February 17th, embark on an entertaining tour of the top rides at Universal Orlando with 2 Ride Guys. The duo will answer specific attraction-related questions and then showcase what the actual ride experience is like. New episodes are released monthly.
Which,
I
to
want
be
that
fair,
job.
have you watched the first one so far? Michelle, I know you won't have done because it's about Rip Ride
didn't.
Rocket. It was actually...
I have not seen anything
it
yet,
was
no.
so good, actually.
It was production
really
value
good.
is really good.
Yeah.
They're so entertaining.
It was. It's about 3.5, 4 minutes long,
Yeah.
but it was actually quite
Yeah,
entertaining.
they're fun.
Shabuya is their catchphrase. it's good.
You can honestly see they're having fun while they're doing
Yes.
that.
Why? Who wouldn't? Like,
Well,
let's be
true,
honest.
yeah.
If that was your job, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
Sweet. They also have Dine and Ride, which debuts in May. Enjoy a culinary quest and learn more about the elevated theme park fare around Universal Orlando. New episodes will be released monthly.
Let's be honest. We talk about food on here far too much.
It's our favourite thing.
We could have a whole 20-minute conversation about a chopstick fork.
Chork.
Yes, exactly.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, and then it's kind of a misnomer, Dine and Ride. So I kind of thought it was going to be like, all right, let's try like the worst combination ever. What's the worst food you can eat? And then go and ride on Rip Ride Rocket and try not to puke.
I mean,
like,
that would be fun.
That's kind of a good
Has
segment.
been-
Yes.
It has been done
right.
during our childhood. And that's
So maybe
show
we
that
can get
we're
our
no longer
guests
able
to,
to talk about.
Give us challenges, what we need to eat, and then ride.
Yeah, no,
We go
because
and
I
test it
will
out.
puke. I don't think that's a good idea. You've seen me come off a ride not feeling very well. I don't think that's a good idea.
Seafood
All
chowder.
Right. Then Chris and Alexa can be our ride guys
I like
for
that
that
idea, yes.
Oh, good.
Hey, I'll take your place. Honestly, I would.
I can't remember the last time Tracy threw up, to be fair.
I would not give up my lunch.
I don't throw up, but we've talked about this before. Just riding roller coasters, like getting older.
Yeah.
I can't ride them as many times as I used to. So when Dueling Dragons was there, Alexa could ride it 1,000 times. And like on ride number 4, I literally tapped out. I'm like, I can't do it. I'm getting nauseous right now.
So prime
which
example.
Is weird, 'cause I used to be able to do it all the time.
Yeah, prime example, SeaWorld in 2020, we rode Mako. I went on it again. Twice was enough for me. I went and sat down and Tracy and Jade went on it again.
And we would have gone on it again if we weren't meeting Tyler and Jessica.
Twice was enough for me. I was kind of like, yeah.
I must admit, that's the only ride that it's not until you're on your way back to the station I can actually leave go.
So good, mine.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Checked In debuts in May. This takes viewers on a fun tour of the lobby, rooms, pool, and amenities of Universal Orlando's 8 magnificently themed hotels. And that's one hotel highlighted each episode.
So then they're going to do 8 episodes then.
No, sounds like it.
Yeah. Let's build another hotel quick.
It hasn't got a long line of, it hasn't got a much longevity, has it?
Well,
which honestly, those videos are already on their YouTube channel. So
all 8 of them?
Yeah.
But then you're going to have them come back to it when Epic Universe opens.
True.
It's a strange one, isn't it? It's not the...
It is.
But it's content.
Yeah.
You know, and it's showcasing
they're making the Universal Metaverse right now.
They're showcasing their product. And that's what this is about.
We'll get there after Chris's little bit first.
And exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. The Discover Universal podcast.
The what?
Where hosts will discuss the tips, tricks, and must-know details to help guests plan the most epic vacation ever. The intro episode and the first 2 official episodes are available now, and guests can enjoy new episodes bi-weekly.
I need someone to clarify bi-weekly. Because is it twice a week or every 2 weeks?
Yes.
Every 2 weeks.
I would think it'd be every 2 weeks.
It's both.
Because they put 2 episodes out the first week.
It can be both.
Right.
So it's just really confusing.
I know you haven't. I know you've listened to little bits of it. Have you guys listened to any of the podcasts at the moment?
It's on the to-do list.
Right.
I just can't imagine them putting out 2 episodes every week. That's a lot.
No, I think they mean like 2 episodes every other week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah.
Fortnightly.
I've
It's
listened.
the same thing as putting it like once a week.
I've listened to all of them so far because, of course, I have to check out the competition. I actually know the girl who is the host on it, and I've been chatting with her a little bit. It's very corporate.
Of course it is.
Like, it's very... Universal is the best... To be fair, we're like that a little bit
of course,
at times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're also honest.
Yes, and I don't think... From what I've heard so far, I don't think they're going to be allowed to be honest. It's very... And let's be honest, why would you? Why would you own podcast? It's
turn around and say, don't bother doing this. You're not going to do that.
Yeah, I've spoken to people about it so far, and it's not... I don't think it's aimed at the same audience we are.
No, it's definitely not.
It's very much aimed at people who have only been a couple of times or haven't been before.
Yeah.
Right.
But it made me very jealous at times. So the first one was an overview of Islands of Adventure, and the second one was the overview of Universal Studios Florida. And on both of them, they had a VIP tour guide on there. And it's like, I wish I had that. I mean, to be fair, they didn't really share anything that I didn't already know. But then they went and rode Velocicoaster with Greg Hall and stood talking to him about the ride, like, in the queue. And and then I know we've spoken to him, but having that access is amazing.
Well, yeah, man, they created it, so they can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad. No one should feel bad.
This is Universal's podcast. This isn't people who've gone to Universal and said, we want to be the official podcast.
Oh,
They
no.
put it together. They've auditioned people for it.
Yeah.
So, it's a sales tool at the end of the day.
It's like those old like Disney cartoons, or not cartoons, but commercials they would put out.
Yes.
Like those like 10, 15,
the
20 minute video cassette
infomercials,
tapes.
yeah.
They're like, come to Disney. It's awesome. And it's like going around the park.
Exactly.
Like that.
Yeah.
And the thing that shocks me about it is I am amazed that it has took them this long to do all of this. Because let's be honest, podcasts aren't on the way out, but they certainly aren't as
new.
Like vlogging's becoming the big thing now.
Yeah.
Very much YouTube is way bigger than podcasting now. So for them to do a podcast, I'm not saying they shouldn't, because we've been doing this 11 years.
Just a little late to the party.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's took them this long to do one.
Wasn't it originally called the Official Universal Podcast? Or did I just see that somewhere where it
That's
was...
I think when they were trying to find it was a job listing, right?
Wow.
Yes.
I think it was a job listing.
But I think it was always called Discover Universal, because if you look, the blog's been called Discover Universal for quite some time.
It's a good name, actually.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's incredibly well produced. I will give them that.
It looks amazing.
But again, that goes back into why it took them this long. You've literally got a recording studio inside your theme park. Why has it took you this long
Because let's face it, podcasts aren't difficult to do, are they, Lee?
I mean, not for the other three people sat on this show, no.
Yeah, you guys all sit around.
But I mean, it's just, especially like they'll have editors and stuff. So the two hosts will just sit down, record, and then off they pop.
Yeah.
Like, how easy is that?
Yeah, like me.
Well, I mean, it hasn't really hurt them not having it. Right?
No, that's true.
So it's more of a...
Well, you don't know that though, do you?
I can tell you from how busy it's been. I do know that. It has not hurt
fair
them.
enough.
They've been perfectly fine without it. It's just, a new avenue they want to go down and kind of put that out there, and so be it. I mean,
they'll be on TikTok next.
It's funny because there's still not. It made me go looking, actually, because I've lost touch with a lot of what's going on. Because I used to listen to everything to kind of try and one up everyone, and I just thought a few years ago, I'm going to concentrate on what we're doing, and it doesn't matter what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, we do our thing.
There's still maybe only 3, possibly 4 strictly dedicated to Universal Orlando podcasts out there.
I don't understand it.
There's a few that sort of dabble in Hollywood and Orlando, or like Alicia does at Park Stop, like all the Orlando stuff. But there's only about 3 or 4 that are strictly Universal Orlando podcasts, and it's so bizarre. So
it is.
That's
because we're such stiff competition.
Maybe it is.
We just shouldn't even bother.
I know.
It's funny, the conversations that have been going on in the Producers Club over it. I won't mention any comments on here in case Taylor, our PR, is listening. It was just like... It made me feel quite honoured and kind of humbled a little bit for the support that we got.
It was quite funny.
Wait till they hear the Unofficial Discover Universal podcast.
We're going to rebrand.
We should rebrand. Yes, that would be amazing.
Just for a week.
April 1st coming up.
Oh my God.
That would be funny.
That'd be hilarious.
Yes.
There's room for everybody though at this table.
And
you know what? The more the merrier, because if it means that just one person gets an extra special trip out of it, then that's brilliant. Good luck to them. It looks great, and I hope they continue to put that out like that.
Yeah. I don't think their intention was to take out the competition.
They couldn't.
No, at all. They've just realised how much of a space it is.
Yeah.
Like, we've been doing this for literally coming up 11 years, and it's like, if they can do it, why can't we do it when we literally got everything in place to do it? Yeah, exactly. Very strange.
That'll be interesting to see how it grows.
Very much, actually.
Yeah.
Right. Speaking of producers, as we did just briefly there,
yes.
Tracy, some birthdays?
Absolutely. Okay, we have a nice little handful here. We are going to kick off on March the 2nd with the lovely David Griswold's birthday. Happy birthday, David!
Happy birthday, Hagrid!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, buddy.
And the following day, March the 3rd, is the lovely, also lovely, everybody's lovely today, Shane Stoot's birthday. Happy birthday, Shane!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
And they're all in a row here. And the day after that, the 4th, is guess what? The lovely Brandy Thomas's birthday. Happy birthday, Brandy!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
We have a little break for a couple of days to let the cake go down. And then on the 7th, we are celebrating, let me think of a different one, the wonderful Faith Davis's birthday. Happy birthday, Faith!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
And finally, on March the 8th, it is the amazing...
Exquisite.
Exquisite. Oh, the exquisite Braden Fine's birthday. Happy birthday, Braden!
Happy
Happy
birthday.
birthday.
Whew. Can't believe it's March already.
It's all right. I got confused this morning and I woke up and I thought it was the end of March and got a bit of a flap.
I mean, that would be.
Yeah.
I'd have missed jury service at that point.
Well, I'd had a dream. It doesn't matter, but it was a bit weird. We also have another little congratulations to put out there.
We do.
Really excited
It's an
about this
actual
one.
birthday.
Yes,
An
it is.
actual
really
birthday,
is.
yes. Now, this is a really cool birthday to have as well. Because on the 22nd of the 2nd, 2022, actually at 11:22.
Was it?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But, so all angel numbers. Had it been 10:22 at night, though, it would have been 22:22. So I'm a little bit, Our lovely friends, Andy and Catherine, had their little girl. So welcome, Harlan Ruth Digenova. Woo!
Oh, happy
Yay!
birthday, Harlan.
Feliz cumpleaños, Harlan.
Yay! I'm so excited. And I don't care that I'm not related. I'm going to be an auntie and I'm going to be her fairy godmother and I'm going to adore her from afar. And as soon as we get her, that's it. I am stealing her and until I have to give her back, you're not getting her off me. I'm
So
So they
excited.
are raising her right. Her
Yes.
birth announcement
Oh, it was
picture was
amazing.
Harley Quinn outfit.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So you
She's
know that Andy is
beautiful.
the biggest Batman fan in the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just so
So
excited.
cute.
I know I took over there, but I'm so excited.
I know
about
Andy's
it.
been desperate for kids for ages, so it's
I've been desperate for kids for them for ages.
yes,
Yay.
she couldn't ask for better parents. Let's be
Oh,
honest.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
I
She's going to
know.
grow up. Yeah.
So congratulations, guys. We're so happy.
Yeah. Now they have their writing ticket for Pterodon Flyers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pteranodon.
Oh.
Was that on purpose there, Chris?
Yes.
Just so
Come
yeah.
on, man. I'm never going to say it. Don't worry.
Well, while I won't give Chris a slap, we'll take a quick break and hear from our sponsors.
You've started the decade off with a bang, so why not continue the party with Mardi Gras at Universal Orlando Resort? Join us for this fan favourite with special food, parades, and even weekend concerts. And yes, there will be beads. This event runs nightly and is free with your daytime park admission, so there's no better time to plan your next Universal Orlando Resort vacation. Be sure to let the experts at Mouse & Muggle Travel Company take care of all your travel needs. Earning the distinction of being an earmarked agency specializing in Disney destinations, as well as becoming one of the first to be named a U Preferred agency with Universal Parks and Resorts vacations. Mouse & Muggle Travel Company will ensure you receive top-rate customized service. Just visit mouseandmuggle.com to fill out a non-obligation quote request or send your request to info@mouseandmuggle.com. Their team can take care of you no matter where in the world you go. With a flick of their wand and a little bit of pixie dust, the process will be so seamless. Some might even say it's simply magical.
Welcome back, everyone. We are getting into Mardi Gras territory now. Now, before I let Michelle go about, as we heard, she was there last weekend, so we're going to let her sort of talk briefly about her experience because we want to talk a bit more about it properly when Chris has been. But last week, Chris, Tracy and I got to sit down with our awesome friend, Mr. Blake Braswell, is Senior Show Director for Universal Orlando, and discuss this year's event with him. So it is over to us in the past.
Woo.
Hey everyone, Mardi Gras 2022 at Universal Orlando is of course well underway, and sadly we are not there, but we are happy to be sitting down, not in person unfortunately like we did in 2020 though, but please welcome our good friend and Senior Show Director, Mr. Blake, the Arsenal fan, Braswell.
That's right. How are you doing? Wait, I guess maybe I'll change my background to a good Arsenal. There we go.
You can be happy at the moment because you know you won at the weekend and you don't play till tomorrow night, so it's cool, it's all good.
It's true. It's true.
Blake, it feels like a long time since we've had you on the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It has been. I mean, it's at least been a year, right?
I'm trying to...
It must have been.
It's pandemic years, so they go way faster.
I don't know, because we didn't... Horror Nights last year. I don't even remember we doing one. I'm assuming... Oh, we did. It was Laura.
Oh, that's right. Yes, it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. I wasn't in on that one.
It may well be Mardi Gras 2 years ago.
Good grief.
Wow. That's disgusting. That's terrible. Yeah. Speaking of Mardi Gras 2022, we'll see. These are Lee's words and not mine, so don't come at me. Barring a disaster, if it all goes wrong, it wasn't my fault. Okay? So this will see the first full year of Universal Orlando's Mardi Gras celebration since 2019. Blake, it must be an amazing feeling to get the full event back on with everything that's gone on.
It's awesome. I mean, to have this thing get kicked off again, and then to also kind of add a whole new other layer that's like bigger and better than we'd ever done before. So bringing the parade back is awesome. I mean, last year we did our amended version where we had the floats, throughout the park, and then the food festival aspect. And the food festival was so popular, and that went over so well that is coming back again this go round. But we have the parade back too, and with a whole bunch of some fun changes to everything. So yeah, it's good to be partying out of this world again.
It was good last year. It was interesting the way you did it with
it was very creative.
Yeah, it was. I think we've talked about it quite a lot on the podcast, that the pandemic made you guys look at your seasonal events through a different lens and sort of change things. But I think I've learned some lessons that taking into the full event normally that you can use.
Well, and it gave us an excuse to try things that some of us have wanted to try. Like I've always wanted Mardi Gras to feel like it was more across the entire park. And that happened the last go round, and then that has stayed this year, where there's stuff that you can do all around the Universal Studios side.
Yeah, I think that also makes the event feel a lot bigger too.
Yeah, it feels more immersive just in general because it's covering the entire thing. Yeah,
like you look back when we came over in 2020, it was very much sort of focused on that sort of production central, sort of New York front half area where all the food was, and now it's spread out everywhere. We've said it feels much more like the other seasonal events now.
Yeah.
That's right. And I think we run longer than Halloween. So there you go.
Last year, you definitely did.
This is very true.
So the parade is back in full effect this year, and the theme is Planet Mardi Gras. It must be difficult to come up with a different theme every year. What was the inspiration for this year's theme?
So, I mean, if it's difficult, if it's fun, it's because the way it works is like what we do. So Kern Studios, who builds the floats, and they've been doing it since, I think, 32. I had to double check the website, but they've been doing it in New Orleans for Mardi Gras for a long time. So what we do is we travel out and we'll have you get a couple of ideas in the back of your head that we kind of talked about, but really it's this bizarre shopping experience where they have all these warehouses with just all the different props and pieces that they've used over the years. And some things we'll pick to actually use, or, a thing like this, but can you build one that's more like, X, Y, or Z? So you go and you just start seeing, I mean, I don't know how many warehouses we went to. We went to a ton. And it's this odd shopping experience where you're like, oh, here's a giant head of the Greek god Zeus, and next to it is a cowboy. Oh, look over here, there's a dinosaur. Look, there's an alien. So one of the things I wanted to pursue was a kind of space thing. We've done a celestial thing that was more like stars centric, and I wanted to do a more science fiction-y space kind of thing. And as we went in, their main studio where you can go and actually tour as a tourist, like what they do. They had this really cool sun and a really cool moon out there, and it's something we thought would be a cool creature. And then we saw these like oversized weird plants they had, and so we quickly started finding all these pieces, and we went back to the hotel and kind of laid out like the 6 themed floats and marked out like, well, if the idea is we're going to get to Planet Mardi Gras, what's the story? And we mapped out our story and then started picking which pieces we wanted on each float to sort of wrap it up and tell that story. It's a blast. It's a ton of fun to go there and play at Kern Studio and see all the stuff they've got.
Well, Chris, you were actually in New Orleans this weekend, weren't you?
I just got back on Monday from New Orleans, and the first thing I said, because Mardi Gras starts this week over there technically, but they're running parades for the past 2 weeks. Saw my first parade, and the first thing that came to my mind, I go, these guys are ripping off Universal Studios.
I mean, we do call it the most authentic outside of New Orleans, but they might have done it first.
Just a little bit before. It seems that the theme's all encompassing this year. It's not just the parade floats, but the performers and the food booth areas. And speaking of food, oh my God, it looks amazing as usual. And so what would you recommend? What are your food highlights?
So I really like anything traditional, like New Orleans style. I really enjoy.
Yeah.
Stuff that's new, that's fun. So one of the different floats, we have our liftoff float, and from there we kind of visit different planets, like our volcano planet and our floral planet. And the floral planet food booth is a very vegan, vegetarian inspired menu. I love vindaloo, and they have a cauliflower vindaloo that is awesome. That caught me by surprise. I really enjoy that one.
Interesting.
It's that ube bubble waffle thing looks amazing.
That thing is super cool. So the bubble waffle is like a green bubble waffle. You have like the blue ice cream, and so it looks like something that would be in a science fiction movie. It actually particularly looks like something that would be in an old school BBC science fiction TV show,
like a Doctor Who.
Yeah. My brain goes to the old BBC of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy episodic they did. Yeah, and it looks like stuff like it. And it's perfect. And the idea we kind of had, we did the floats. When we showed them to the costume designer, the costumes he brought back were like, yes, somehow you reached into my brain, and that is exactly what we're going for. And then I felt like the chefs did the same thing when they started coming up with all the ideas for the food. You're like, oh my gosh, like, yes, we didn't know how far they'd go down the rabbit hole of the theme. We were like, here's our theme, but just know that overall for us, Mardi Gras is the theme. And then we have a theme layered in. So don't feel like, because we were like, I don't know what you can really do with space. I was like, onion rings of Saturn is the only one. But they were like, they were like, no, this is great. Give us some time. And when they came back and sent me the first presentation that kind of had all the food in it, I was just like, I was blown away. Wow. It's just so awesome.
That's the perks of the job, isn't it? Come and try all the food, Blake. Like all of the food.
I missed out on that day, actually. Yes, there was a day of the taste test, and I totally missed out on that.
No.
Do they taste test that entire king cake now? Since it's so bite-sized?
Just the whole thing.
Just the whole thing per person.
We talked about some of the highlights from the Universal blog post last week on the show, and the one thing, this is going to make you laugh, the thing we focused on more than anything was the chopstick fork thing that's now part of it.
Yeah. At the opening day, we did a little media thing, and I went in to try some of the food afterwards, and I saw that, and I was like, that's kind of cool, actually. Yeah. I couldn't believe I've never seen that before. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I need one of those. I need to fly over just to get one.
Yeah, because see, I like to prefer to eat my salad with chopsticks, so that'd be perfect for me. If I had a steak and a salad, I'd flip it over and eat my.
I thought you were talking about just having a salad at that point, Blake. It was like, what, a salad?
Oh, no. And then the forks for the steak. See, you got that.
Yeah. I mean, the food looks amazing. As it does, I love how much the food has become a staple of all the seasonal events now. You look how much it's part of Horror Nights. Look, we can't come on and talk to Blake and not talk about Horror Nights. Look, I even wore my Ghostbusters Horror Nights 2019 shirt because I got confused.
Well, I made sure you could see my crash flying saucer from HHN 27/30.
But yeah, the food's become such a big thing of all the seasonal events, and Mardi Gras has become no exception. And it's just, it kills me watching all these vloggers eating all this stuff. Michelle was there this weekend. She had the pizza fries. She did. The Mardi Gras pizza fries. She said they were amazing.
So good.
Okay, that's cool, because I haven't tried that variety yet. I need to try that.
Did you have the VIP pass? Did you just walk up to all the booths and go, excuse me, Blake Braswell, free food, please?
Oh, it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't. Are you kidding me?
It does not work that way. They'll throw stuff at me and say, get away. We're busy.
Disgusting.
Chorks.
But to be honest, that's like Charles and I, our other senior show director over here, we'll go there, let's do lunch, and we'll go in and get lunch. And it's a great way to take the name tag off, get in line for lunch, and sort of be spies and hear what all the guests are saying about stuff. And it's a blast to sit there and listen to everybody be excited about the food they're trying, and what they're seeing.
You mean the people don't know who you are? They're not walking past the celebrity that is Blake Braswell?
Well, we did put on a mustache and glasses and a fake nose and go out. Yeah.
Oh, that's okay then.
Yeah.
And of course, we cannot talk about Mardi Gras without mentioning another stellar tribute store. Now, I can't wait to blow my entire savings when I finally get to go hit up Mardi Gras this year.
Which you will.
Oh, I will. Money's already gone. Direct deposit straight to my Universal wallet. So the Float Factory theme is such a great idea. How did that come about?
So the retail team, they've done a really good job of, every tribute store I think has been really good. But kind of like diving into a kernel or a nugget of a particular event and sort of going from there. And in the case of like Mardi Gras, the making of the floats, even traditionally, is like such a big deal because just the way that we change our themes, all the crews and stuff over in New Orleans, they tend to do different stuff each year and play with different themes. So that's such a big part of it. So to make it, this workshop thing where you go through and see them creating. I love the space alligator. I think it's awesome. I mean, it's one of those things that when I saw it, I was like, oh, that makes absolute total sense. That's such a cool call. And I love little details like, I think it's the second room. There's the foam gator that, like, when you approach it from the side coming in, it's all carved out. But when you go to the backside, it's flat, and you see the pencil drawings where they would be using to go through it and like carve that out. And if you ever go to see them actually do that at Kern and stuff, it's really cool.
That is cool.
But little stuff like that is neat. It's not just decoration. If you pay attention, it'll actually show you how they do this stuff.
Wow.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, Blake, we only got like a minute or so left, but I do want to touch on the performers, which is, I know something that is your particular focus a lot in the parks. Having watched quite a few vlogs from Mardi Gras, the performers, again, are on point. They are so much fun to interact with.
And you knew that it was going to work when they came in and we started doing the fittings. And as people started seeing their costumes, like the reactions you were hearing from everybody, I was like, okay,
nice.
they're going to enjoy this. And then they have, like, literally, it was like, get them in costume, turn them loose on the guests, and they've just been a blast.
Yeah.
My whole thing is, like, if you go have a party, everybody else will join you for the party, and they've been doing a great job of that.
You can see they're really enjoying themselves. It absolutely shines through.
Yeah. Speaking of shining, they light up this year.
I like it.
That's a whole new thing.
Hey.
That was one of those that a costume designer was like, and me were like, yeah. And then people have to make the costumes like, we're going to just let you guys keep throwing all these ideas out, but we can't stop. Like, because we're just looking at these different fun science fiction stuff. And I think the comment one, I was like, oh man, this one design you got, it'd be cool if that headpiece would glow. The next thing I know, and every single of the themed costumes have lighting elements on them.
Oh, that's so cool.
Which is new for us, and I adore it. I love that. So I like that they have it's like they've got a completely different look in the nighttime than they do in the daytime.
Yeah.
We just don't ask where the battery packs go.
Dude, it's brilliant technology. They're so small and they sew them into little pieces. Like,
that's awesome. Okay though. That's less worrying.
Yeah, it's wild. Our lighting design team we pulled them in and they partnered with costuming and they came up with some awesome stuff.
Yeah, it looks, again, another stunning event. I'm actually, it's killing me actually that I'm not there this year. I know we've got 2 trips and I've got Horror Nights and the holidays to look forward to, but this year I'm sitting looking at Mardi Gras thinking,
we could have had a triple whammy.
It would have been awesome to do all 3. As Chris said, you can do all 3. You said, yeah, but I don't live 2 hours away like you do.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Let's see how try to outdo it next go round.
Yeah. But yeah, as we said, Mardi Gras is in full effect and it's on for quite a few times. Actually, I have a girl at work who's heading over in April to the concert to finish, but I've told her, we're talking about it at work a lot, and I'm sort of pushing all get on a parade float. You need to get on the parade float because it is the most amazing experience you will ever have in your life anywhere in the world.
Everybody that rides the floats says that. It's so funny to me because
it's amazing.
People are saying, should I look to try and do that? I'm like, yes, you have to. You can try to ride the float. It's a blast.
But it's true. Blake, I tagged you in a tweet the other day when Universal asked, what is your Universal pinch me moment? And I could have put recording in the broadcast studio for the first time. I didn't.
One?
Getting to ride oh no, it was that. Sorry, it was that, wasn't it?
That.
I did put it was recording with you in the broadcast studio. Oh well, I was going to say on the parade float, but that's a close second.
Yeah,
it's a very close second.
It is a very close. It's one of those like who gets to go to a theme park and be actually part of
the theme park.
Yeah,
I know.
It's so awesome.
Imagine if you were king and queen of the float. That would have been really cool.
Flex.
Humble brag.
Humble brag.
There you go. Goals.
But yes, of course, it is going. Tracy and I are gutted we're not going, and we're going to have to live vicariously through Chris, and we did Michelle this weekend, and of course our listeners. Get down. You are guaranteed a fantastic time. So thank you, Blake, for taking the time to come and speak, because we love speaking to you.
Anytime. Love chatting with you all.
Well, we will see you in September, sir, for Halloween Horror Nights in person.
Yes.
Perfect.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that interview. We had to cut it short because, to be fair, Chris Tracy and I probably spent more time talking not about Mardi Gras with Blake than we did about Mardi Gras afterwards.
We just love talking to Blake. Though. It's just
it's awesome.
Yeah, it's always a fun time.
Yeah, it's just chatting with a buddy.
It's such a shame you couldn't have been there, Michelle.
I know.
It would have been cool with all four of us.
Yeah.
It would have.
Again,
But
hopefully
that was what? That was
Wednesday.
I was driving back from.
Right.
Yeah.
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 I was tuckered out.
Because again, the fact that we did it on Teams means we could have all been in it. It makes it much easier to record. But Mardi Gras this year sounds just amazing. Again, it's killing me that we're not there. Michelle, just put me out my misery. Is it as good as it sounds?
Say no.
No, it was really good. I was there on a bad weekend. It was President's Day weekend. And it was so crazy busy. I mean, I was only there for one day. First of all, we stayed one night. So I drove like a bat out of hell to get to Orlando in time to catch the parade on our arrival night. And literally we dropped our car at Portofino, didn't even check in, ran to the water taxis and ran straight to the gates.
Okay.
And literally walked in the park as like the third float was passing by. So we just, ran over to where like Mel's Diner was and got our spots there to catch it coming back in. But the parade was phenomenal. Gorgeous.
It looks really good.
Yeah, the stilt walkers and the actors were all like on point.
It's weird because it was dark, wasn't it?
It was.
So I've commented this to Tracy. When we were over last time, when we came out for it, it wasn't dark when we did the parade.
Mm-mm.
And yet this time when I see the parade going, it's dark. I don't know whether they're doing it later than they used to.
I think so, because it was like the sun was going down as the parade started. So by the time it came back around, it was full-blown dark.
Because it was still fully light when we got off the parade float, wasn't it, in 2020?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Strange.
Maybe that's why they added those lights on the guys now.
I think it was just dusk, wasn't it?
Barely.
They're starting, it seems like the trend is they're starting at 45 minutes before park closing.
Okay.
Okay. And
obviously
that
night,
weekend
because it was
a
Wednesday night, it closed that was a Thursday night. It closed at 7:00. So it started at 6:15.
So didn't we start at 5?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm looking at pictures. I have pictures of us on the float at 5:42. This is before heading out.
So about half an hour earlier then. So it's not that much. Yeah, okay.
Well, but anyway, the parade was phenomenal. It was so nice to see that back and have, see the beads flying and the crowds kind of living that up again. That was super nice.
Did you catch many?
Yep. We did, actually.
Cool. Did you smack any people for trying to get them off Chrissa before she could get them?
No. We were nice. We even gave some to the kids around us.
It's shocking, and you see adults grabbing them off the kids.
I know,
yeah,
right?
reaching in front of the kids. That was what got me. Did that with JD. Did it once.
That's why I was grabbing them and giving them to her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gave all of mine to Chrissa. But yeah, no, so the parade was great. We watched that, and then we went and had dinner with Maddie and Kenneth from Rush of Fear. And
where did you go?
Next day,
you went to Cowfish, didn't you?
We did. We went to Cowfish.
How was it?
It was good.
Howie and Fishy.
The service was slow, but they were really busy.
Right.
I want Cowfish so bad.
Oh,
same.
It's so weird how our opinions changed. And they were
yesterday.
like, oh my God, Cowfish. And now it's like, I can't wait to go back.
No, it was good.
And eat everybody's food, apparently.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
So did you go back for Mardi Gras the next night as well then, Michelle?
Not night, but day. So
Right.
I spent the day there.
Okay.
Probably really about half a day, I guess, because we kind of chilled in the morning. So we didn't get there until about 10:30, 11. And we did several food booths. Chrissa rode Hagrid's for the first time. I know that's not Mardi Gras related.
Awesome.
But that's a huge step for her, and I was so proud.
Did she enjoy it?
She loved it.
Yes.
She loved it.
Bike or sidecar?
Sidecar.
Okay.
I didn't want to scare the shit out of her and make her not want to ride it again, please. So.
Fair enough. I'll ask.
Yeah. So proud of her. So that took up a good chunk of our day.
So what?
But she was brave enough and wanted to do it. So I was like, okay,
Yep.
we're doing it.
What food did you try?
Food wise, okay.
I know you got the pizza fries.
Yes. Oh, that was so good. That was very,
so
very
bad.
good. Yes.
The Cuban
How are they
sausage.
different?
They've got that.
They had chorizo sausage
yeah.
on them.
Don't remember. We had a whole thing about what was it? It was like a Cuban sausage. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have to go back and look at my pictures real fast. I don't remember what all I had.
Tell me you had the bubble waffle.
No, but Maddie did.
Okay.
She said it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it looks it.
What else did I have? My friends had some other stuff too. The pizza fries were amazing and very filling. So I didn't try a whole lot else after that. I did, of course, have beignets, and I had the arepa. That's what I had. The carnitas arepa.
That one there.
So good.
It's with the avocado inside, right?
Yes, it was super, super good.
Did you use your lanyard from last time then?
Yes, and I still have credits left on it.
Okay.
But I did also buy the other food credits too.
Oh, the gift card.
Yeah, I bought 2 of them because they don't expire, and I saved like $60. So I was like, shoot.
Well, it's funny. I'm just going to jump in now because we got an email from Joe Turner. And he said, good day, I wanted to provide some feedback after listening to your Mardi Gras podcast from a couple of weeks ago. I went to Universal Orlando a couple of weeks ago and bought and used the gift cards. As you mentioned, the cards are sold at a discounted rate and they don't expire. However, it's not just limited to Mardi Gras like the previous lanyards. They can be used at any place designated by Universal Orlando as selling food in all the parks and city walks. As we found out, hotels excluded. The tribute store was one place where we tried but couldn't use the card even for the food items there. That's good to know. They can even be used at sit-down dining establishments for both the meal and tip. You just need to make sure there is enough of a balance on the card so you don't stiff the server. Additionally, you can also receive your annual pass holder discount when you purchase the food. Basically, with my preferred 10% discount and a 20% discount on the $150 card, this is the 30% discount on dining, which is a very good deal in my opinion. Even though I live far enough away from Florida that I can only make it up a few times a year, I wound up purchasing a bunch of extra cards and plan to use them when I go down there again for Halloween Horror Nights.
Yep.
That's a bargain.
Yeah.
Yep. So I bought 2 of the $150 ones. So I saved $60 and then I get my AP discount on top of that. So sweet.
Yeah. That's amazing, actually.
And he said the restaurant's like at City Walk as well, right?
Yeah.
Everywhere that
cool.
sells food apart from the
Except for hotels.
And Tribute Store.
Yeah, and the Tribute Store.
Yep.
Jesus.
Cool. That's awesome deal.
Yeah. So anyway, I had the arepas, I had the beignets, obligatory. And then in the Tribute Store, we got the, it was like a Bananas Foster, they called it like a chocolate shot, but it was just basically a little like chocolate cup with some kind of Bananas Foster pudding type stuff in the middle.
Okay.
I had one of the brownies, Mardi Gras brownie concoctions, and then also the King's cake.
The King's cake?
King cake.
It's just King cake.
King cake. I can't talk right now.
The King's cake. Did you have the little one or the massive one?
No, I didn't have the huge king cake. It was just like this little, it looked almost like a cookie.
Yeah.
Like
I didn't know they had 2 sizes. That's awesome.
Yeah, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, Chris. That we told you like what we've seen. The big one is as big as the Simpsons donut.
No, that's the one I thought.
Oh, right.
Was the
Yeah,
only
no, they
one.
do a little
I didn't
one
know
as
there was
well.
a smaller one.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I'm going to get the smaller one, but I didn't know there was a smaller one.
So basically, there's sample size and tracer size.
Here we go.
There's bite size.
Yeah, the sampling size.
tasting size.
Yeah, that was what it
The
was.
taste size.
How was all the food? Like especially
Everything
the banana
that
Fosters and brownies, that kind of stuff.
Everything I had was great, and everything that I've heard from other people that have gone and tried different things, loved them. I was there, met up with a friend who's vegan. She tried a bunch of the vegan options and was amazed.
Yeah, I know you weren't there, Michelle, but apparently, not apparently, because he's told us. But Blake said the cauliflower vindaloo is to die for.
Really?
I've not heard a bad thing about any of the food.
No. And actually, even though it was really crowded in the parks, the lines for the food booths were not crazy long like they were last year.
Okay.
Which is interesting. So I don't know if it was just a timing thing when I was actually trying to get the food or what, but the crowds were horrendous. Which
What sort of wait times are we talking for the rides then at that point?
I mean, I had Express Pass. And even with my Express Pass, I waited 30 minutes for Spider-Man.
Wow. Yeah, that is busy then.
Yeah. Pretty much the only thing that we walked right onto was Men in Black. Everything else, even with Express, we had to wait a little bit.
That's not a good sign, is it?
No.
I was going to say, when did the food booths open then? Because obviously Mardi Gras kind of kicks off around 4 o'clock. Are they open most of the day?
Yeah, I don't think they open with park open, but they open pretty soon after that. I would say they're probably open by 10.
That's good.
Really?
That's earlier than usual because we're normally scrabbling around trying to find something to eat before 11.
To be fair,
Quite pleased to hear that.
When there's that many food booths, I don't know why you wouldn't open them earlier.
No.
Because there's so many booths now, and if you want to try a ton of the stuff, then they're going to need to be open early.
Maybe personnel.
Yeah, which might have contributed to the fact that the lines for the food booths weren't that long because everybody wasn't scrambling right at noon.
Yeah,
when they're starving to get food all at once. But aside holiday weekend aside, it was a fabulous event. I did not experience a concert because we hopped over to Disney after that to meet up with friends for the remainder of our trip. So I didn't do a concert. Saw the parade the night before. The tribute store was the tribute store was not amazing to me this time.
Okay. Because of what?
I guess it was kind of okay, but it was the parade float warehouse, and it just looked like there were like blueprints of the parade floats that they might have used to build the parade floats, and like tools and stuff that they use, and cardboard or styrofoam renderings. It was more like architectural type stuff. There were a couple of really cute photo ops, like the throne was all decorated super cute for photo ops. But the rest of it was very underwhelming for me in comparison to all the other tribute stores that they've had.
I think it's difficult, isn't it? Because they've got when you're trying to come up with a new theme for something like Mardi Gras, there's only so much you can do. And I think it looks pretty cool. We told Blake we thought it looked pretty cool. Michelle, Blake, if you're listening, I don't speak. Michelle speaks for herself.
I do completely speak for myself.
Plus, it could be blank walls, and if I could just get there, I'd still go and enjoy blank walls. So,
I just I like crazy super detail and all the fancy stuff, and that to me was like architectural stuff, which just isn't super interesting to me personally.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah. That other little monster store though. Have
you not been in there before? Is that the first time you've been in?
This one that's in the Mummy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you'd been in it before for some reason.
Nope. This is the first time I've been there since
it was Connor when Connor
October.
Was on, wasn't it? Connor went, yes.
Yeah, I haven't been since October. But that store, so freaking cool. Oh my God.
We're not going to get to see it.
I know.
I wish that they would keep that up all the time.
I mean, they may do. It might just not be there. If it's popular enough, they might put it permanently somewhere. It might end up being in Epic Universe, to be fair.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I hope so. It was so cool.
Yeah,
so don't miss that when you go, Chris.
What if that's a little secret test?
I will not.
Oh, I think it is. I don't think there's any. I've said before. I think the amount of classic monster stuff that they're putting in the parks with Horror Nights and now this store and stuff, they're just slowly drip feeding people so that when it opens at Epic Universe, it's not suddenly like monsters. What the hell?
Yeah.
We've already had it.
It's amazing. I think because the classic monsters are so old, people forget that they are Universal original property.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like original going back to the early days. People forget that.
I'll have to post the pictures on our social media that you sent me, Michelle, of you and Chris are posing with the characters.
The one of Chris and me in the coffin.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She is so big, by
I
the
was
way.
going to say, how dare she
huge.
grow?
Alexa saw it's like how big she is. It's crazy.
She left her eyes open in that picture on purpose. And when my friend took it, she was like, oh, your eyes are open. And Chris was like, I know. I wanted to be creepy like a dead person. I was like, oh,
Okay.
God, you really do look creepy.
Teaching her well.
I know. I love it. The little caricature experience in there too, though, I was underwhelmed for the cost associated with it. It was kind of cool though because it was done digitally.
Okay.
So the artist was using an iPad, which Krista was super interested in because that's like the way of art these days.
Well, that's how Jade draws a lot of stuff on her phone and a tablet now and stuff. Yeah. So
yeah. So it's super cool. And by the time Krissa is going to college and learning how to do this stuff for Universal, that's what she'll have to know how to do. So she sat there for a while and just watched this woman work.
Wow.
But it's definitely not what I would have wanted for myself. And
did you have a look
$300?
how much it was? 300. Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. No.
Because in the end, because it's done on a computer, it doesn't look like it was like hand drawn. I mean, obviously it doesn't look like it was hand drawn.
Digital art.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Which usually something done by hand is.
It looks like there's more effort gone into it, doesn't it? Even though it's exactly the same, like drawn on paper looks like it's got more work done into it, even though it's exactly the same.
Yeah, it really doesn't.
Yeah.
In fact, digital art, I think, is harder than traditional because you're working with layers and
your
all
pencil,
sorts of things.
There's like so much more to take in than like your pencil does your work, whereas you've got to. I'm
trying to teach myself Procreate.
The thing that's cool about non-digital art is that you have to be like really freaking skilled because using a lot of art mediums, you can't mess up. Or if you do mess up, you have to figure out a way to cover it up.
Yeah.
Whereas on digital art, it's really easy to erase it and start over with different pieces.
I suppose in this case, because they're probably working faster, because the guest doesn't want to be sat for hours pausing for something, then digital is going to help because you can use fill tools and stuff like that, which are going to save time.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't a live person there. She was working from a photo.
Of course.
Which is even harder, actually.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was my experience. It was great.
Yeah.
Fun times, for sure.
Cool. How was your ride on Rip Ride Rocket? Did you enjoy it? Oh, you mean you didn't go on it?
No, I did not go on it.
Krista did. She didn't.
What would it cost?
I'm looking forward to the day when Krista wants to ride it and Michelle's like, oh, I have to go on it now.
No, I'll just send her with Lee.
How much do I have to donate to Give Kids the World to get you on that?
You would have to donate to Michelle Bulmer to get me on that.
and how much are we talking?
I don't know. Don't know, honey.
Gillian, we need to talk about a GoFundMe.
GoFundMe.
Oh, poor Michelle.
I mean, Jillian did a GoFundMe to get you guys to America. So maybe there could be a GoFundMe to get Michelle on Rip Ride Rocket.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to see how much we get, actually.
Poor Michelle.
It would have to be enough to support my family after I die on the
ride. Well, I guess that's going to wrap it up. But before we go, actually, I've literally just remembered to put this in. Michelle, bit of Rush of Fear news. Would you like to let everybody know what is going on with Rush of Fear this year?
So, Rush of Fear podcast is now going to be on its own feed. Not that we are leaving UUOP and separating and want nothing to do with you guys. We are still part of the UUOP network.
Yes, we actually have a UUOP network now.
Yes, of which Lee has been lovingly named the Podfather of. So we're still under the network, but we are on our own feed. That way we can release content as much as we like without clogging the UUOP feed too much and boring everybody with too much HHN content or too many podcasts
No
released
such
in
thing.
1 week.
I always wanted it to be its own thing. And it's like, let's build an audience in our feed and then go on its own at that point. And obviously, the old shows we're leaving on there, but if you want the new stuff, you need to go. So go and subscribe, and it's pretty much everywhere we are, I think, at the moment. Kenneth said there was a few he was still working on adding in, but it's on Apple and Google and Spotify and all the rest of it. So wherever we are, you'll find it.
Stitcher was the only one he was still working on.
Yes, that was right. It was, yeah.
It's a bit of a harder process, but we are everywhere now. We still have our Instagram account, Russia Fear Podcast. We have our own
the Facebook page
everything.
Yeah.
It's super cool. So for now, because of busy schedules and the fact that it's not quite HHN yet, we will be releasing monthly podcasts on the 13th of every month, the spookiest date of the month. And then once HHN news starts rolling in, we'll be releasing more regularly. And pretty quickly after any type of news is released. That is our plan, at least.
I'm very excited for the first episode of this year.
Yes, because we have a very special guest. So if you want to hear Mr. Lee Malaby gush and gush and gush about his wish list for this year's HHN, be sure to tune in. That will drop on March 13th.
Yeah, great day. But again, it kind of came out of the fact that this year, knowing Tracy and I are coming over, we're gonna review the shit out of Horror Nights like we always do.
Yeah.
And we get a few complaints around that time of the year anyway that we cover that there's too much Halloween Horror Nights, which, as Chris says, I agree with. It's ludicrous.
Suck it up, people.
I don't understand.
But I didn't want September and October to be completely Halloween Horror Nights. So this way, if you want to listen to only them, go and listen to them. If you want to listen to us, listen to us. If you want to listen to both, then it's there and it's not. Yeah. We're not kind of stealing off each other's download figures either. Kenneth and I had that conversation. When I've said before, I didn't know, like, when one of ours came out and then one of yours came out a few days later, were we missing out on downloads? And then when our next one comes out, are you missing out? Yeah. Now it's all... It's its own thing, and it's you guys have completely took it and ran with it, and it's great. I love it.
So we've expanded the brand, and now we have an umbrella.
Yes.
Ooh.
We do.
It was Kenneth that came up with that, the UUOP network.
Ooh. Yes, he did.
Well, Chris and Alexa to start doing some sort of, like Universal
the Universal Drinkcast.
Yes, that's what we need.
Yeah.
Live from Strongwater Tavern.
Damn it, yeah. I'll be a guest. When I come over, I'm guest.
You go around the resort sampling the That would actually be pretty amazing.
Okay, let's talk offline. I kind of like this.
He likes where this is going.
I'm kind of pouting a lot now.
You do the food one.
I'm not there. Am I going out there permanently?
Unfortunately,
damn it! You can't
you
dangle
just got to
that.
record like 30 episodes when you come out this
when
year.
you're there.
You can't dangle that matcha green tea puff in front of me.
Anyway, we're waffling too much. So yes, basically, go and find Rush of Fear.
Yes.
On the platform you listen to us on. Subscribe if you're on.
Yes,
if
please.
they could leave a review and a rating, go and do it.
Yes.
Let everyone know that it is there and it is awesome.
And all the episodes that were recorded for last year are also already uploaded on our feed.
Yes.
So you can listen to those there as well if you have not done so already.
Cool. That brings us to the end of another podcast. And of course, we will wrap up like we always do with a Universal Is. And this one comes from Benny Batcave himself. But of course, if you want to get involved, all you've got to do is let us know what you think Universal is in 3 words or less and send them to us at podcast@uopodcast.com or via social media, however you want to get them to us, send them to us. But for now, to end this show, Benny says Universal is my second home. You mean my second home?
No, my second home.
Our second home.
Yeah.
See you next week, everyone.
That was another episode of the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, the best and only podcast about Universal Orlando on the island. Check us out on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. For all the podcasts, news, and articles, check out our blog at uuopodcast.com. Send us your questions, comments, and listener debate submissions to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Join the Producers Club by emailing us at uuopproducers@gmail.com. Listen and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Check out our friends, the Theme Park Duo, for all your other theme park news, and use our awesome sponsors, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company, to book your next trip. So until next time, this is Amity 6. Call off the Marines. We're coming home.